Welcome to our YouTube channel, Medical Student Data. If you find our content helpful, please remember to like and subscribe. Today we are going to delve into the fascinating world of lipid metabolism. Lipids are vital components of our diet, playing a key role in various metabolic processes. Many people think of lipids as just fats, but they are so much more than that. They are energy powerhouses, providing more than twice the amount of energy as proteins or carbohydrates. Lipid metabolism involves digestion, absorption, transport, storage, mobilization, and degradation of lipids. It's a complex, intricate process that keeps our bodies running smoothly, providing the energy we need to function efficiently. From the food we consume to the energy that powers our cells, lipids are integral to our body's functioning. In the upcoming scenes, we will delve deeper into each step of this process. Now let's dive into the detailed process of lipid metabolism. The digestion of lipids starts in the mouth and continues in the small intestine. So let's take a closer look at this process. Lipids, primarily in the form of triglycerides, make their first contact with our digestive system in the mouth. There, a digestive enzyme called lingual lipase, secreted by the salivary glands, gets to work. It starts breaking down the large triglyceride molecules into smaller, more manageable pieces. But the mouth is just the opening act. The main event happens further down in the small intestine. When the lipids reach the small intestine, they meet bile salts. These bile salts are not enzymes, but they play a crucial role in lipid digestion. Acting like a detergent, they emulsify the lipids. This process breaks the large fat globules into tiny droplets, vastly increasing their surface area. This emulsification makes the lipids more accessible to the real star of lipid digestion, the pancreatic lipase. Pancreatic lipase, as the name suggests, comes from the pancreas. It's a robust enzyme that takes on the emulsified lipids, breaking them down into free fatty acids and monoglycerides. These smaller components are soluble in water, which is a crucial factor for the next phase in the journey of lipids. Absorption. Now you might be wondering why we need to break down these lipids in the first place. Well, it's all about making them small enough to be absorbed by our body's cells. Large lipid molecules are not soluble in water and therefore can't be easily absorbed. By breaking them down into free fatty acids and monoglycerides, we're essentially preparing them for absorption and subsequent use by our bodies. Through the action of lingual lipase, bile salts, and pancreatic lipase, the complex process of lipid digestion transforms large, insoluble lipid molecules into smaller, water-soluble components. Once digested, these smaller components are ready for absorption. And that, in a nutshell, is the journey of lipids through the first half of our digestive system. The free fatty acids and monoglycerides are absorbed by the intestinal cells and transported to the liver. This is where our journey continues in understanding lipid metabolism. Our body is a beautifully designed system, and the intestinal cells play a critical role in the absorption process. These cells, also known as enterocytes, take up the free fatty acids and monoglycerides from the small intestine. They do this via simple diffusion, where these smaller components cross the cell membrane and enter the enterocyte. Once inside, these components undergo a transformation. They are re-esterified, which is a fancy way of saying they are put back together. This process results in the formation of triglycerides, the main form of fat storage in the body. But how do these reassembled triglycerides get to where they need to go? This is where the lymphatic system steps in. The triglycerides, along with cholesterol and proteins, are packaged into particles called chylomicrons. These chylomicrons then enter the lymphatic system, a network of vessels that transport lymph, a fluid containing white blood cells, throughout the body. From here, the chylomicrons are carried into the bloodstream. The next stop on this journey is the liver, a vital organ responsible for many metabolic processes. Here, the chylomicrons are broken down, and the free fatty acids and monoglycerides are released. The liver cells, called hepatocytes, absorb these components. In the liver, these components are not left alone. They are reassembled again, but this time into a different type of particle called very low-density lipoproteins, or VLDLs. These VLDLs are like delivery trucks. They carry triglycerides and other lipids from the liver to other tissues in the body, such as the muscles and adipose tissue, where they are used for energy or stored as fat. So in a nutshell, that's how lipids are absorbed and transported within our bodies. In the liver, these components are reassembled into triglycerides and packaged into VLDLs for transport. This intricate process is a testament to the remarkable efficiency of our body's metabolic system. And remember, this is just one part of the fascinating journey of lipid metabolism. Opening. The VLDLs are transported to the adipose tissue where they are stored as fat. Picture this. Your body is a city, and lipids are the goods delivered to stores for future use. These stores are your adipose tissue, the body's specialized connective tissue that functions primarily as a storage site for lipids. The triglycerides that were packed into VLDLs in the liver are now safely delivered to these stores. But how does this process occur? Well, the VLDLs circulate in the bloodstream until they reach the adipose tissue. Here, an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase, which is found on the surface of the adipose cells, breaks down the VLDLs into free fatty acids and glycerol. These fatty acids are then absorbed by the adipose cells and reassembled back into triglycerides for storage. Now think about what happens when you want to use the goods you've stored away. You don't just leave them in the store, right? You take them out and use them. The same thing happens with the stored fat in your body. When the body needs energy, for example during exercise or between meals, the stored fat is mobilized. This mobilization process is essentially the reverse of fat storage. The triglycerides in the adipose tissue are broken down into free fatty acids and glycerol in a process called lipolysis. This is triggered by hormones such as adrenaline, which signals the body's need for energy. These free fatty acids and glycerol are then released into the bloodstream. The free fatty acids are taken up by cells throughout the body, where they can be burned for energy. The glycerol, on the other hand, travels back to the liver, where it can be converted into glucose, another type of fuel for the body. In essence, the body has a beautifully efficient system for storing energy in the form of fat and mobilizing it when needed. It's a continuous cycle of storage, mobilization, and energy production that keeps us going. Closing. When needed, the stored fat is broken down into free fatty acids and glycerol. The free fatty acids are transported to the mitochondria, where they are oxidized to produce ATP. Let's delve deeper. The process of oxidation of these fatty acids in the mitochondria is known as beta oxidation. Picture this. Fatty acids, the long chains of carbon and hydrogen, are broken down, or to be precise, oxidized, 2 carbons at a time. This process generates acetyl-CoA, a significant player in energy production. Acetyl-CoA then enters the citric acid cycle, also known as the Krebs cycle. Here, it undergoes a series of chemical reactions that yield more ATP. It's like a high-energy dance of molecules, with ATP, the energy currency of the cell, being the ultimate prize. But what happens when there's an excess of acetyl-CoA, you might wonder? Well, it gets converted into ketone bodies. These little guys are crucial. They act as an alternative fuel source, especially for our brain during times of fasting or intense exercise. Now let's talk about the end of the line for these fatty acids. After all, what goes in must come out, right? The final degradation of fatty acids results in carbon dioxide and water. Yes, the very same carbon dioxide that we breathe out and the water that forms a part of various bodily functions. These end products are harmless and are efficiently excreted from the body. In essence, this entire process of lipid metabolism allows our bodies to extract and utilize energy from fats, store it for future use, and eliminate the waste products in a safe, efficient manner. So, the journey of a lipid molecule in our body is a complex, yet beautifully orchestrated series of steps, from digestion to degradation. Each step is meticulously regulated, ensuring our bodies have a constant supply of energy, and our cells function optimally. And that's how lipids are metabolized in our body. That was a brief overview of lipid metabolism. We journeyed through the fascinating process, starting from the digestion of lipids in the mouth and small intestine, to their absorption and transportation to the liver. We then delved into how lipids are stored as fat in adipose tissue and mobilized when the body needs energy. Finally, we explored how these free fatty acids are oxidized in the mitochondria to produce ATP, our body's energy currency, and degraded into carbon dioxide and water for excretion. Understanding this intricate process is not just for the sake of knowledge, it's a fundamental aspect of human physiology that every medical student needs to grasp. Remember, our bodies are constantly breaking down and building up molecules, and lipids play a crucial role in this ceaseless dance of life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to Medical Student Data. Thanks for watching.